Leftists absolutely hate Caleb Hammer.
Whenever I first saw the Financial Audit channel, I made a video about him and how I thought that his content was like a proponent of the alt-right pipeline.
Do we ever
telling people how to be good with money is alt-right? I thought helping people was like a normal nice thing to do. Am I wrong? Yeah, fiscal responsibility is alt-right. What's alt left? Irresponsible spending? What does politics got to do with being fiscally responsible and not buying shit where you don't have money for it? Yeah, what is this?
ever get to have a break from just objective silliness?
I'm so done, man. This is like 5 seconds in and I'm fried.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell.
Oh, boy.
Just a quick note, everybody, before we do the video, we are rapidly approaching Christmas and with it all of the shipping deadlines to get product to you before Christmas. So if you would like some of my tea from Lions Tea Exchange for yourself or for a loved one, please make sure that you place your orders before December 12th. I mean, we could probably push it to December 15th, but 12th I'm happy with because that gives me time to pack and ship everything. So now would be the time to place orders for Christmas gifts. Or just if you generally want to drink some tea. Of course, this year we have a much bigger and funner range of teas like root beer and our winter teas, which are apple cider and peppermint white chocolate and bourbon barrel chai. But don't forget that you can also put them in our lovely wooden gift box, which has the removable dividers, so that you can use the box for anything if you don't want to use it for tea. I think that about covers it. You should go buy some of my tea so that you can sip on it as well while we talk about stupid people. So for a multitude of reasons, I am perpetually fascinated when classical liberals or centrists are referred to as right-wing simply because they're not foaming, lunatic, insane people. Sorry to be the bearer of bad tidings, but so many of you are getting gulagged along with us righties when the left gets back into power. I guess unless all of us say 15 prayers to the trans god and then cut off our boot. Anyway, speaking of centrists and classic liberals, fun fact, but I have been a casual viewer now for some time of the one and only Caleb Hammer because I find his delivery—
Excuse me, sorry. I sneezed, I apologize.
Quite enjoyable, and I get a perverse sense of satisfaction knowing delivery. I'm not quite as bad with money as I think I am. I bought $70 worth of sandwich meat this one time from a fancy deli. Don't ask me why.
But you can eat the deli meat. You get enjoyment out of it. A Disney wand that's $200 that you can only use at Disneyland is a waste of money in my opinion. Yeah, you can buy a wand for like $100 at Disneyland that goes around and activates if you put them near the keyhole at Disneyland. Like, it doesn't do anything else. It just activates this like button. It's so stupid.
If you're not familiar with Caleb Hammer, he is a very well-known and popular YouTuber slash podcaster who runs the show Financial Audit. It basically brings on people who are objectively horrible with money, goes over their finances, and dispenses some pretty normal financial advice. Like, don't buy $70 worth of sandwich meat from a fancy deli.
What? I mean, you can still eat it. I mean, yeah, sure, you shouldn't do that if you're like broke or something, but I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, if you just splurge on yourself for $50 worth of deli meat, I feel like it's pretty good. It's not bad.
Have you not f***ed up in life? Have you ever done something successfully?
Most of the people featured on the show are very entitled. They also spend insanely, and they say crazy things, and they do crazy things. And Caleb spends most of the show calling this behavior out, suggesting better ways of doing things.
I would like help building some kind of a resume.
Cool. Astrology's not going to get you there. Resume.
Astrology. Wait, you can get a degree in astrology? What?
Yeah.
You're just getting fired and leaving everything. What resume can I get you?
I don't know. That's just my goal. It's one of my goals. Okay, I need to make a better resume for myself to
Can I see your resume?
I don't have it.
Was going to do a plant medicine retreat and paid for it and couldn't go because it wouldn't work out with her medication. This was
These people can vote, by the way. I don't know, man. I sometimes make jokes about repealing the 19th, but god damn, it's tough. It's tough being a reasonable person.
Back in March and April, paid $500 and didn't go.
Yeah.
What is your life? Is this even a financial audit?
Yeah.
I think this is like...
I really did want to go to that though, but then like I obviously didn't do my research and it does interact with one of my meds, so I was like, no. Well, I wanted to go there and see if I could get some kind of thing out of it, if I'm able to like process my trauma.
And all of this, my darling baby birds, apparently makes Caleb right-wing. And not only right-wing, but
it's lost all meaning. What are we doing? Vanilla opinions? This isn't vanilla!
Caleb is apparently one of the most socially corrosive figures in America right now.
Why? Because he helps people and makes content out of it?
And a groomer, because he shows his audience low-impulse capitalism victims and teaches everyone that the aforementioned victims deserve less.
Yeah, because if you don't make money, you don't get things that cost a lot of money, even if you really want them. Do you realize, like, it took me 2 years to save up enough money for, like, a good computer, like a good PC, like a good desktop? It took me 2 years to save for it, and I was eating, like, chicken and rice, and I couldn't go out to, like, I could only go out once a week, and that was only because I had to go to the grocery store that was, like, 45 minutes away, so I couldn't, like, eat and then, like, spend a bunch of time over there and then go. Like, I would go to a cheap thing, too. Like, a cheap little diner. I couldn't go to, like, a restaurant. Like, I can't. Like, why are all these people so fucking impulsive?
No. Indeed. No. He is merely asking that they don't buy $1,000 worth of mayonnaise and scratchies. What do Americans actually call those? We call them scratchies in Australia. I think
they call them scratchers. Yeah, or lotto tickets. Yeah. 45 minutes away, holy America. No, I lived in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. I lived in, like, the boonies. Now the grocery store's like 5 minutes away. I'm just saying, like, I used to live out in the boonies, so I had to justify it. Scratch-offs? Yeah, scratchers or scratch-offs, I believe they're called.
I think you guys, maybe you're a little bit more simple. Maybe, like, scratch cards. Scratch off lotto ticket. What are these named?
Lotto.
Whatever. On the day that I am editing this, Caleb himself tweeted in response to someone calling him an alt-right grifter, writing, "Objectively incorrect. Right now the far left is just insane, and I call out any and all insane people. If it was 2011 right now, I'd be doing the same thing to the Tea Party people burning Obama figurines and freaking out about a tan suit."
Right-wing grift. Again, these words have no meaning anymore. Grift assumes that you don't believe in what you actually do and that you're just doing it purely for the money, man.
I don't know what that's in reference to, unfortunately. And I find this fascinating because Caleb Hammer has said repeatedly that he doesn't really lean in one direction or the other, and part of the reason he keeps going after the left right now, or it seems that way, is because they are objectively insane at present, which I don't think is such a good thing. It makes me wonder if these people are so crazy because they just fundamentally aren't getting enough sleep, which is a shame, and none of you want to be like that, which is why today's video is sponsored by Beam. The yummiest frickin' sleep hot chocolate you've ever had. It's late as heck, which means that it's time to get ready for bed and make some dream sleep hot chocolate.
Oh boy.
I say this
Magnesium
every time, but I
balls.
freaking love this stuff. And not
you know
only
what else
because
helps?
it tastes
Exercise.
incredibly good, but also because it works for me and it fits beautifully into my evening routine, especially now that it's as cold as a witch's nipple outside. It's always worth noting that a lot of sleep aids make you feel icky when you wake up, but Dream doesn't do that at all. I never feel groggy, and I actually get a proper well-rested suggested sleep. Not to mention it has genuinely really good ingredients in it like reishi and L-theanine and magnesium. Magnesium is really important for sleep. And melatonin, if you so desire. But you can get melatonin-free options as well. If you do struggle with sleep, staying asleep, waking up feeling icky, I really recommend trying Dream because I actually think it'll make a significant difference to you not feeling that way and not having issues getting to sleep. I love it. I love that I've gotten everyone in my life into it. And hand on heart, I think this is the right time to give it a try. And soon we'll all be asleep and looking like this. So in some very cool and amazing news, Beam has extended their cyber sale just for you. And this is the last chance to get up to 50% off with my code SydneyW. So click the link in the description or go to shopbeam.com/SydneyW and don't miss their biggest sale of the year. During one episode from around March-ish.
Oh, I've seen this one where they say like, oh, we're gonna move to Germany. And he's like, you think the housing market is bad in America? You should look at Germany. And they're like, we'll just figure it out. I'm like, you're so stupid. You think you're gonna move to a different country and you just don't do any research because you're stupid and impulsive. You think Germany doesn't have any fucking problems, you fucking idiot?
I think 2025, Caleb even said that he changes his mind as he comes into contact with new information. This caused his trans guest to call him a hypocrite. Because he changes his mind. God, there is no saving these people.
I can fall all over the place because I just try to go with what is true, and I will always change my opinion if there is new information. So I am everywhere. No one knows my politics. I'm a fucking ambiguous. I mean, I see a lot of...
So you're a hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
Oh yeah. You say one thing and then you change your mind the next week.
I will always be willing to change my mind if new information comes out, or if I learn new things.
I feel like you're talking to people that are medieval, like cave people. Like they're not even medieval peasants. They're like people who live in caves, like in the 16th century. They don't even understand the concept of like what a book is, and like you read a book and maybe like you change your mind on something, or you read a piece of statistics or something. Imagine being so close-minded. I cannot.
You're not willing to change your opinion
if new information comes out all the time.
Yeah. What?
Yes. And it's okay to change your opinion.
And then the next week more information comes out. And
it's okay to change your opinion. Yes. Because you want to be correct. But you're not.
I don't even know what to say. Like, do they just like not read something from like 2023 and then they just like, oh well, I read this one thing in like 2016, it must be true, and then people did more research and then they found out that it might not actually be that true. Oh my god, like I can't.
Not correct.
Yeah,
just
too
sitting there
low
and being
IQ.
like, oh, correct. You're correct when the data, facts, whatever is in your side. What the fuck are you talking about? Either way, all I'm saying is what I was trying to say is that no one can place me. People have tried to place me, but they're never correct. However, based on this conversation, talking to you two, I probably sound like the most conservative person that has ever existed in the history of this world because you guys are so far gone.
But he has said...
I just can't fathom living like that. Aren't these the people that say like they want to be really progressive and, new information is always coming out and that you need to like adapt to like, new ideas and be progressive and it's all lies. It feels very performative, doesn't it? I'm telling you, if you're this stupid, I don't know, man. Maybe you need to go into the mines and like make big rocks into small rocks, as a certain bald man has said many times. Progressively regressive. Oh my god, man, these people are real.
And he's made it very clear that he's all about financial advice and financial thoughts and opinions and not going on ideological crusades. The dude is just telling people to spend less than they make, not buy stupid crap, and be thoughtful about their finances. This is advice that not too long ago would have just been considered pretty normal.
My parents told me credit cards are bad. Yeah, I only have a credit card because you need one to buy a car, basically, in America, because of credit card scores. I don't buy anything on credit. Everything I buy is, like, from my own money, and then, like, the only time I use my credit card is to build credit scores, and then I never use my credit card. Like, why? Credit cards are great. No, they're not. I disagree. Credit cards are dumb. Don't be stupid and not pay it off. But that's the problem! All these people don't pay it off! You're smart! You're not stupid! 99% of people that have credit cards don't even understand how credit cards work! That's the problem! That's why we have such a massive fucking debt! That's why I think they're predatory and evil. They don't teach you that... They don't teach you that at school. They teach you about the beep test and, you know, they don't teach you how to read the fine print on how a credit card works. That's the problem. I don't dislike credit cards, like, inherently, but I don't like the idea of not paying off my debt immediately, but these people don't understand how credit works, and then they fuck everyone else over.
As I have learned making this video, his extreme left-wing detractors don't care about any of that. And because their ideological center of gravity has shifted, what was once considered moderate is now branded far-right, because the Overton window has fallen into the sea. And I don't think it can swim!
Whenever I first saw the financial audit channel, I made a video about him and how I thought that his content was like a proponent of the alt-right pipeline. And it was specifically because of the way that he would talk about his guests, like in the thumbnail and in the title. It was so strange. I remember seeing a video of his and he had like a trans mask guest on the show, and like in the thumbnail he like edited or like highlighted his chest area like in the thumbnail, and then like the title was something like crazy transgender person or whatever, and like he had color in his hair and he made the color like really bright on the thumbnail. Like,
where's
it was
the
so
picture?
strange.
I know we aren't talking.
Where's the picture? Like, what? Where's the evidence? Are you just making shit up? What are you talking about?
About dating here. But is this nose ring theory? Why do they always have to have the stretch septum bar and then say the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life?
I don't know. I just... Maybe it's like some sort of government-controlled, like, device. Like, I don't know, what are they called? Like, piercing people, tattoo people, wherever they get this done. Maybe they put, like, a device in there that, like, just fries your brain. Or maybe there's, like, a theory that if you put, like, metal things in your nose specifically, like, you receive signals from, like, outer space that fry your brain. Because it's set at a specific angle to your mouth or something. I don't know. There's gotta be a reason, because like I've very rarely met people that have specifically nose rings that say anything that's like not stupid as fuck so far.
Person is basically arguing that because Caleb has meme thumbnails and titles, he's alt-right, which is mad because his thumbnails and titles are mean with relation to all of his guests. He calls all of them names. The dude does not discriminate.
By the way, they signed waivers before they get on the interview. Do they not know that? Like, he doesn't just bring people on and, like, shit all over them. Like, he makes them be like, hey, I'm gonna be mean. You can't sue me, like, because it's just how it is. They get money out of it, by the way, too. If I remember correctly, he makes them sign a waiver, he makes them sign stuff, and they have to read it, and he gives them money for their time. Yeah, and they apply to the show on themselves. I think I watched a video where he talked about how when he first started out, he only got like a few applicants here and there, but like he had to still pay them amount of money to like have them come out and talk to him. It's not fake. These are real people.
Look, And yes, I am currently
get
wearing
free
pajama
advice,
pants,
too.
and it's just because my house is incredibly freaking cold right now because I don't have any heating. Anyway, whether
Why?
it is right or
What's
wrong,
wrong with
and you're
Texas,
welcome to
man?
have your
Why
own
you got no
opinions about
heating?
this is just sort of how YouTube is, and you know, the more extreme the title, the more extreme the thumbnail, the more clicks it's gonna get. It's just sort of the name of the game, and if you guys don't like that, then you should take that up with the fact that you all love drama so much. I know.
Yeah, someone in my chat said it's the Jerry Springer for Zoomers. It really is, because instead of like with Jerry Springer, it was about like single moms and dads, since Gen Z isn't making babies. Like, we actually, like, have, like, a problem with, like, breeding and stuff and, like, people having children. Instead of that, it's about money. Because that's what people are, like, interested in. Yeah, because in Jerry Springer's like, you are the father! No, you're the father! He's not the father! You know, that's what I'm saying. Caleb Springer.
Oh, you do. I see it on my own channel. I make these drama videos, and you kooky little weirdos, you like them.
Yeah,
you like
we
watching them.
do!
You're killing me.
I know.
That's
I love him so much. I remember it came across my TikTok, and the algorithm kept spitting it out at me because I was so shocked. I kept watching his stuff.
sanity.
But this is basically some of the
On Instagram,
ongoing
too.
criticism about this guy, that he goes after women, especially, except, like, no, he doesn't. He has absolutely insane, insufferable men on his show as well. But maybe
I've also seen men that get basically like, I don't want to be mean. I'm being such a woman right now. I always try to be like as nice as I possibly can. They're bitch made. They're whipped by the woman, and the woman does whatever the fuck she wants, and the guy is getting like treaded all over like a piece of shit. Like they're just so mean to their man, and they're still together with them, and it just makes me wonder. It's like, why are you putting up with this? What's wrong with you? I feel so bad.
the reason why people think that he's harder on women is because maybe women are just objectively like worse with money. Maybe that's a thing.
Because women are the spenders. This is an objective fact. Target, malls, they're all targeted towards women because the women are more susceptible to advertising. Their brain is wired differently to be more attracted to certain colors and bright colors specifically, whereas men are less likely and are more likely to walk past advertisements. It's biologically built. It's not even being a sexist thing. It's an objective fact.
I'm sure that there are statistics out there that back up that position, but I'm not making that claim. I'm not saying that. So of course,
women will have more time to watch ads. No, I'm talking about like if you're walking in the grocery store. I think it was like some sort of research done by a university. Women are more likely to turn their head and stop to look at like an advertising piece of, say you see a drink and it's got like a pretty little box and it's got like letters on it and it says like, drink me, like look at this, it's got like nice food in it, like blah blah blah. Women are more likely to stop and give it a second glance, whereas men, if they're like set to buy something, it's a psychological thing because they're very goal oriented. Women look around, they go, oh, look, I'm like thinking. They're foragers. That's how women are like wired. That's why they're more susceptible to advertising in shopping malls and grocery stores. They're more aimed at women. Men obviously are advertised too, don't get me wrong, but like it's mostly like females.
one of the primary criticisms that I have seen here about him is that he is
shopping.
misogynistic and an incel because he predominantly targets women. I don't know.
Dude, I've been thinking that those Caleb Hammer videos are just really nasty and gross.
Why is it another
content to be making?
Why do we have a nose piercing again?
This whole time, and it comes as no surprise to me that he would step over the line with somebody that he was working with, because frankly, all the videos are over the line. I don't like any of them, and I think—
Shut the fuck up. No one cares. Cry about it. Piss yourself. Those people don't care. The people that are on the show, they sign a waiver. If they really had a problem with it, they would have not gone on or said something. You are outraged by like something that it doesn't bother anybody. Except you, because you're stupid.
Is pretty vile. Like, there is nothing entertaining to me about sitting there and belittling and shaming a person for their financial position.
I think it is so ripe and funny that people are just now criticizing Caleb Hammer for being conservative and weird. Were you just willfully ignorant of his thumbnails and titles till this point? Like, are we going to act like he hasn't been?
She doesn't have a nose ring, but she has a piercing on her nose. Damn it, I thought we were so close. I thought we had one.
Pandering to the worst kind of people for years, perpetuating anti-trans and misogynistic ideas.
I guess I find
misogynistic. It's misogynistic to not go to Disneyland when you have $3,000 in the bank and then going to a hotel in Disneyland for $30,000. It's misogynistic. We're just making up shit. We're just making up things.
All of this a little annoying because it's not as if people don't know what they're signing up for when they decide to go on financial audit, and I think that this is something that Caleb and his team have actually addressed themselves.
What's your relationship with the pushback for taking advantage of poor people? That tends to
the guy pays them. He gives them free financial advice. The only thing he gets out of it is obviously posting that content on YouTube. And it's not like he does that without their consent. They sign a waiver. They get paid. He tells them, hey, I'm going to be posting this on YouTube or whatever. Do you have a problem with that? And they usually say, no, I just want my money and I want my financial advice. What do you mean taking advantage of poor people? People pay for this shit. People pay to be financially advised.
Be a common criticism I see for you.
First of all, I'm not going to have a conversation with someone who has $1 million in their retirement account and they're crying about how they went to McDonald's once last month. Like, that's not a problem. So no matter what, with the show that we're on, we're going to have people that are just bad with money. And a lot of those people tend to be poor. Now, honestly, some of the most interesting episodes to me, by the way, are people that make over six figures and are even.
Yes, there's people that make $1 million and then they spend all of their money on stupid shit that they don't need to be spending it on, and they don't pay their taxes. That's actually a really common one. They don't pay their fucking taxes, and then they wonder why the IRS is knocking on their door.
More. So
it's
not only poor people, but it gets so difficult because we've had to balance internally what to do when it comes to the reimbursement part of our process. First, our criticism is we didn't offer anything. So boom, you're taking advantage of poor people. Yeah. And then we're like, okay, we're gonna pay for their time. And it's out now. The criticism then becomes, well, now you're taking advantage of poor people who don't have money to give them money to put their life on display. Okay?
You can't make them happy. This is what I mean. They're shifting the goalposts because they're never happy.
I mean, I think the bottom line with a lot of this is that you have a person who is demonstrating the various and myriad ways that people skirt responsibility, the way that people take advantage of the systems that are available to them, and the way that a lot of people are defrauding not only the government, but taxpayers.
Damn,
go get a job. Work 40 hours a week, 9 to 5.
I don't want to.
There it is. Government, take away her food stamps.
God, his delivery is so funny. Was he a comedian? Wait, was Caleb a comedian before he did this shit? Like, how do you do this deadpan ass delivery? I could not do that. I would lose my mind.
Get a job. Work 40 hours a week, 9 to 5.
I don't want to. I want to.
There it is. Government, take away her food stamps right now. Her income is $1,000. She has kids and she spends $300 a month on her competitive cheer. Guys,
what the fuck is competitive cheer? What is that? Hello? He was a sales guy, but I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think this guy was probably, maybe he was a comedian in another life, man.
She gets how much in food stamps?
321.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are technically, as taxpayers, paying for her to go to competitive cheer.
How does this help her children? This is what I mean. This isn't the first time we've seen this type of shit. I've seen TikToks of women saying that they got their, their welfare, whatever, like alimony checks, and then they go and spend it on fucking nails and bags and shoes. And I'm like, that money is for feeding your kids. Like, ultimately, yeah, you're the parent and maybe you want to feed them McDonald's. Like, again, that's not my problem. It's not ideal. Obviously, your kids are going to get fat or whatever. But at the end of the day, at least that's food, right? You're spending it on yourself.
This point was actually expressed by friend of the channel Sean Fitzgerald, also known as Actual Justice Warrior. I will link his channel in the description box because he's a very lovely human being. We like Sean a lot over here. A couple of days ago, he tweeted, Caleb Hammer becoming public enemy #1 of the left because his show inadvertently reveals what everyone who knows broke people actually see daily. That they very often make poor choices, have victim complexes, and low impulse control. Is legitimately...
I worked a job where there was this girl that had, hold on, I have to think, 1 boy, 3 girls? No, 1 boy, 3 girls. They lived in an apartment and their dad was a school bus driver and the mom worked with me on and off with like part-time for a job that I did, right? And then one day she comes from home to work and she's like, Alana, I got a dog. And I was like, weren't you just telling me that like you don't have money for like your kids like a couple of days ago? She's like, oh, well, you know, like my kids really wanted a dog and I just wanted to have one. I was like, okay, did you get one from the shelter or did you like pay money for it? And she's like, oh, it's like a really big dog, and it's a I think it was like a husky mix of some sort. And I was like, aren't those expensive? And she's like, yeah, it was like a couple of $1,000s. And I was like, how do you have money for a dog? And then you have to pay dog food? You have to go to the vet? Like, I couldn't afford a pet, so I just didn't have one for a long time. I couldn't even afford the food. I was like, why are you could have gotten them a dog from the shelter, at least that's spayed, neutered, and it has its like vaccines up to date. Like, you have to invest so much money into a brand new dog. Even by that logic, I couldn't even afford to like spend extra money for cat food, so I just didn't get a cat. Like, I couldn't afford it. I got a cat later on when I had a little bit of like wiggle room and I was like, I really need a cat. I'm really sad. I'm really lonely. And then later on I got a dog. But like the point is like these people don't think. This happens all the time. This is an anecdotal experience, but this happens on a daily basis. I'm sure someone in chat knows exactly what I'm talking about. They get something after bitching about how they're broke. It makes no sense to me. You can bet that dog got abandoned. No, actually, thank God they didn't. But like I have them on Facebook still, and they still have the dog. But like, oh my God, it just blows my mind.
Hilarious. But what's crazy is that some people on the left are framing asking for accountability as some sort of right-wing psycho dog whistle and misogyny and homophobia, and that's just not what this is. It's maths. Or math. If you're American, we say maths in Australia because there's multiple of them. I don't know, guys. When basic arithmetic gets politicized, you know the things have gone a little bit too far.
I just know it's going to be so cathartic for me once Caleb Hammer gets taken off of this platform.
Why is the nose ring again? Why?
Already got him blocked, but when he gets canceled, dude, and it will happen, trust me, it's gonna be so sweet. He is the Dave Ramsey of our generation, and he is ruining a generation of men who think they can talk to women about finances in the way.
But he has men on the show. You're just being selective and jealous and bitchy.
That he talks to women about finances.
I find this specific video kind of hilarious because during one of his episodes, his female guest basically says that he's not empathetic enough, and his response was basically to say,
oh my God, red flag. You want to know an actual red flag? What are they called? Ear gauges, and then to top it off, Pokemon themed clothing. I mean, granted, it's not that bad. I like the pattern, but like, I don't think I'd wear something with Pokemon on it. I think they would automatically clock me as like Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Not empathetic enough, and his response was basically to say, me trying to help you is the empathy.
People might watch this and see that because I'm abrasive and everything like that, I don't have empathy. Here's the reality. I want you to get out of debt and be able to afford your mortgage so you and your mom don't end up on the street. I would say that is extreme empathy because I don't come at it and crying and baby you and pat you on the back and say, oh, everything you're doing, it's okay.
This is what we need in the world. I'm so there has been so much damage that's been done through the school system, through work, on adults of babyfying a bunch of people. I don't think we should be like boomers where we're like, oh, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and suck it up. Like that's why we have like problems in society. But I think these people that grew up like, yeah, being coddled and given participation trophies since they were like 5 years old, now they're growing up and they're like, I need to be coddled when I'm like 30 years old. And if you tell me that like I'm bad at spending, you should check yourself. It's like there has to be a median somewhere, because like the boomers, they grew up, they had it hard at some point, right? They were like born in after the war, and like they had a tough time, but then progressively it got better as the economy improved. But like, oh my god. Yeah, the No Child Left Behind policy has done irreversible damage.
When it objectively is all of a sudden not empathy? No. I want you to have a better life. I want your mother to have a better life, your grandma to have a better life, and I want you guys to get to a better position.
Okay.
And that is requiring sacrifices, and that actually leads to a reality that is better, and I believe that requires higher empathy.
Actually, this guest called Caleb out during this episode and went after him because one of his staff was working on his birthday.
I mean,
You didn't get a day off when your birthday was on a school day. Why would you get a day off at work as an adult? Like, I understand if you want to take off your birthday and like have a day, but like that didn't even happen when you were a child. I always take off for my birthday. That's fine. I'm not saying you can't do that, but she's shaming him for not giving them a free day. It's your birthday.
I know someone's here working on their birthday.
Is it someone's birthday today?
You don't even know your own employees.
I don't know everyone's birthday. It's Colton's birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Colton.
birthday.
Congratulations. Adults work on their birthday. I'm going to cry.
Even kids go to school on their birthday.
Yeah, I work on a nonprofit, and at least they give us our birthdays off.
If he wanted
Yeah, at a nonprofit where what?
to request it, he could have.
I wouldn't have to request it all.
Choice. Okay, if they want to treat you like children, they can.
How's it treating like children? It's more
It's
of
a birthday. Who gives a You have one every single year.
Care.
Dude, it's infantilizement. I swear, like, if these people... I'm gonna say something fucked up here. I feel like if these people thought... If there was, like, an acceptable factor for, like, wearing diapers and someone changing your diapers... I think these people would be into it. Like, unironically. I know it's not really socially acceptable. Like, I know there's, like, diaper furries and all that shit that's out on the internet. But I feel like these people are so infantilized, they would shit in a diaper if it was socially acceptable. To have someone change their diaper. It's like, oh my god, I need to have, like, my birthday. I need to have a day off. It's like, yeah, when you were 5 years old, you'd have a fun birthday and your parents would have throw you a party because you're a child. You're an adult.
For people. I guess you don't understand that.
Do people actually expect that they don't have to work on their birthday? I'm just saying. Every day we stray further from sanity, and I'm not okay with it. And I think the bigger point here, of course, is that many hard leftists...
He's getting meaner. Oh my god. This is why we can't say slurs in video games anymore, because these people are so fucking insane. Oh, this Caleb doesn't even, like, he's not even mean to them. And he pays them money. And there's, no, you're being too mean. Think about their feelings.
Have made financial...
Why are you fat-shaming them?
That many hard leftists have made financial responsibility and financial literacy a right-wing thing. Caleb's core message being live within your means, avoid debt traps, and overspending should be universal, but routinely people act like he's blaming the poor or the poor are poor because of things outside of their control. Which, of course, is absolutely true in some cases, but I don't think it applies to most of his guests. These are people who are just incredibly bad with money all on their own.
Y'all know Caleb Hammer is a right-wing propagandist, right? Yeah, this guy...
Right-wing propagandist. We're just using words that we have absolutely no idea what they mean. America has a literacy problem. I swear to God.
That yells at poor people for, like, being poor. It's not apolitical. Because his whole entire platform is based on finding people that are struggling financially and blaming them for their problems.
God. You have no accountability. Nothing is your fault. You can't even take like an ounce of accountability. No, I need that $600 Steam Deck. If I can't have a Steam Deck, then I come home and I can't play video games. I don't have the money. I need it now. Do you fucking hear yourself? Do you fucking hear yourself, brother? I feel like I'm so blessed that I had parents that gave a fuck about me. We have a literacy problem. We have a single mother problem. Oh my god, I would actually even argue that some single parents do just fine. It's just like there's a vast majority that don't. I don't think even... I can't even blame it 100% on single parents because single parent kids come out fine most of the time. It's just that there's this loud minority that make it very obvious that their parents didn't give a fuck about them.
Which in individual cases seems harmless, but consistently showing stories of poor people that are struggling because they refuse to get out of bed does nothing but promote this fallacy that the reason there is poverty in America is because of individual choices.
This is, quite honestly, one of the most insane videos that I have seen about this specific topic from top to bottom. Like, yes, some people are absolutely impoverished for reasons outside of their control. But most people on Caleb's show are not this. They are not destitute. They are people who are making horrible, terrible, not smart financial decisions.
Did you set money aside for taxes?
No.
Ever? 19 to 30?
No.
Okay, how much debt do you have?
I don't know, like 8,000.
Good thing about $47,128 of debt. So I don't know what you mean.
My wages were garnishing because I was working.
Yes, fair, good.
And then when I left that job, they had nothing to garnish. But they still wanted their money.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm gonna pass out.
So
I'm gonna pay in taxes.
I actually think Caleb is the perfect guy for the job because I can process what they're saying, but I don't think I could eloquently like ream them out and provide help without like being like, you're fucking retarded. You're fucking retarded. Why are you like this? And then I would try to get to the bottom of it. And it would just devolve into like psychological analysis and not about financial advice. I don't know how he does it. I think I actually get unironic brain damage.
Then they knocked on my door with saying like,
he has
you
the
have to pay
patience
this
of a
and we're canceling your payment plan because you're not making the payments. But I didn't answer the door so that they can't prove that.
What?
I never got the letter.
But
the IRS came knocking at my door and I just didn't open it and then they're just gonna leave me alone and I'm like,
what is most important that you need to know is this is your fault. This isn't the world. This isn't random diagnoses that you just fall into traps for. This isn't breakups.
God,
this isn't
anything but
this
accountability.
Is all your choice. This is you, the decisions you've done, the bullshit you do, not wanting to sacrifice and actually get out of it forever and stick to a budget. I mean, again, you write down shit like this instead of actually just using a budgeting app.
I'm just gonna let the rest of this specific video play so that you guys can see the absolute brainworms that we are dealing with in our detractors.
Not only does he spread this right-wing line, but he also does so in a way that explicitly appeals to right-wing propagandists, LGBT debt.
I actually thought for a little bit when I first when the first couple of swipes of watching Caleb videos when I first came across him, I legitimately thought he got paid actors. But then after around about 20 people, I was like, you'd run out of you'd run out of people that act this well after 20 different episodes, right? Because there's not that many good actors that can keep a straight face. And I'm thinking to myself, these are actually people that can vote. They get a say in your local council, your little local town council. Yeah, it would be expensive because you'd have to pay them for the acting and whatnot. But you're right. He does pay them though, outright. But it's just I actually thought it was fake. I couldn't think of it anymore. I was I couldn't find a reason. Is this real? Is it how stupid you are?
Odd. I wonder who's gonna connect those two. So I know that every single episode there is plausible deniability that his goal isn't to blame poor people for their problems, or maybe this individual could do better. But collectively, and his editorial choice to consistently bring them on, is pushing the political line. If all you are shown of stories of poor people are not people that got screwed over
because there's a lot of poor people in America. Are you out of your fucking mind? Oh my god, we don't even have statistics in our brain anymore. We don't understand how it works. How many people are below the poverty line in America? 36 to 38 million people in America are below the poverty line. 12.9% of people, including a rise in child poverty. That is an insane amount. Do you not realize how easy it is to find someone that literally makes $0 or is in debt?
System, or people that are really trying their best and just can't make ends meet. But are stories of people that are struggling because of choices they made or came from privileged backgrounds, which by and large is what Caleb Hammer is showing. And especially if you are given the emotional outlet that he gives to yell at or demean or diminish these people.
Oh my god. I just have to thank my lucky stars. Even though my parents are Eastern European, they yelled at me over not playing the piano correctly sometimes. I just feel I'm so blessed because I'm not some pussy. I can be a little whiny sometimes and go, wah, chat, you hurt my feelings. Wah, I'm getting one-guyed. But I feel I'm... I just feel I'm not that retarded. My fifis are hurt. No!
There is no way that's not reflected in your politics.
You know,
I'm not
Will,
a pussy.
that's this guy's
I'm not
name.
that
His name is Will, who I
bad.
can tell is probably incredibly bland in real life. Accountability is definitely going to feel like oppression to entitled people, which is probably why you perceive being held to any standard like this. And it's why you blame the person giving advice rather than the person who is spending money like an imbecile. Also, I think it's sort of insane to act like the majority of Caleb's audience are conservative, because I think
they're not. They're just normal people. Why is being conservative you think that conservative people can't be poor? Isn't the whole again, I don't want to get into politics, but isn't the whole like sometimes is like, if you're in the South, you're a conservative, and that's where all the hillbillies are, and it's like, you know, like objectively, like hillbillies and people that live in the South also struggle a lot. Like, it's a class thing, not a political thing. Like, if anything, we're suffering from classism.
This kind of a show
trailer parks
to multiple different kinds of people.
How is that anything to do with the conservatism?
But you also have people who are just interested in being more financially literate and are looking for actual financial advice. And then you have the sick and twisted people like me who get a level of enjoyment and catharsis out of watching stupid people get screamed at.
Look at the comment section under my video and just tell me, who do you think Caleb Hammer's videos are being directed towards? Genuinely. Because when I said that he's bringing on liberal women, and all of the comments are attacking me for being a liberal woman.
But these people don't talk about their politics. Like, the only one that I think, no, I wouldn't even say that. The only one that in this entire segment that she doesn't even bring up is the one, the trans couple that said that they're gonna move to Germany. They don't bring it up in this instance, in this video, but I watched the whole thing. They just kept bitching and saying like, oh, Trump is in America, we're gonna move to Germany. And Caleb was like, you do realize like it's bad everywhere. It's not just America. And they're like, oh, we'll take our chances. And it's like, okay, go ahead, have fun. It's not gonna be any different. Like, that's the only time they ever brought up politics in this whole thing. The other people that he's thrown in there in these interviews don't talk about politics. How do you know what like is a liberal and what is a conservative? They don't even talk about it.
You can talk all you want about how septum theory is true, but that will never erase the fact that I am 100% right that all of these videos are being sent to right-wing people.
This is some schizo tinfoil hat theory. Sent to? Sent by who? Do you realize how retarded you sound? Sent? Oh my god! The aliens are sending it to you! What?
Who are just going to make comments about people's weight, looks, etc.
Sorry, sweetie, that's the internet. People call me a fat man with a voice changer. Doesn't mean it's true. Just let it like glide off of you like a duck. If you're this insecure about what some random people on the internet say about you, that you don't even see yourself and you don't see them every day. I'll admit, like, getting harassed in real life is really bad, right? Because you can't walk away from them. You might be able to, but it's there every day. But you don't see these people. You can just ban them or not read the comments. It's not that deep. Yeah, maybe log off. I don't know.
One thing that stood out to me watching people whinge about Caleb Hammer in these videos is that, of course, he's going to appeal to financially normal people or people who want advice. Women like this can't and won't watch him because their politics won't let them. They take issue with his delivery, the way he talks. They perceive accountability as a personal attack. We've actually seen this time and again, and we've talked about it a lot on this channel, but to reiterate, leftists will often take—
I could never stomach the Caleb Hammer videos anyway. Then don't watch it! Nobody's putting a proverbial gun to your head and forcing you to. When I see something I don't like, for example, I think Destiny's like new content. Like, I used to watch Destiny like back when he did like StarCraft videos and like just played StarCraft and like bitched people out and like did debates. I don't like him anymore because he's changed. I don't like that. But I don't fucking hate him for it. He's got his own audience. People like his stuff. I think some of the people watching it can be dumb, but like a lot of my audience, actually, unironically, there's people who watch Destiny and Asmongold at the same time. We literally found a smuggler who had in his YouTube recap Destiny and Asmongold as his top 5. And I thought that was so like endearing. I'm like, damn, you really are open-minded, huh? Like, maybe you find both sides entertaining, but the point is, why are you watching something that you hate? Why does it make you so upset? Just walk away.
Themselves out of countless situations of their own volition, and then get mad at the people who are open-minded enough to watch and listen and use that as a way of justifying why everyone involved and around them is right-wing.
I just went down a rabbit hole looking at this Caleb Hammer guy's content. Is he a right-wing psyop? It seems like he's specifically targeting millennials and Gen Z and
Yeah, because millennials and Gen Z have financial issues because they're the generation that's below Gen X, and Gen X and above are usually the ones that have houses and they're older and they have 401ks that are getting invested into the stock market so they get money back. As opposed to like Gen Z and millennials that don't really have money and they're getting fucked over by the system, by the boomers and the Gen Xers. Some Gen Xers are of course susceptible to this as well, but I would say the vast majority of them are actually not, because that's how generational wealth is built. Because when the boomers die out, then the Gen Xers are going to inherit the houses, and it's not the Gen Z's fault. It's not Gen Z's turn yet or millennials' turn yet, because these people aren't dying off yet. Yeah. It's I fucking hate that, dude. I hate it. Real voice. Yeah, that's me. I'm actually this guy.
telling them that it's their fault that they're poor. And, you know, sometimes it is, but also you need to acknowledge that the world that we were handed isn't the world that our parents promised us. He's a boomer in a millennial's body. I'm half expecting him to say,
boomers in a millennial's body. Boomers told you to stop eating avocado toast and told you to go get a second job. Caleb is just telling you not to buy Labubu's on loan. Or DoorDash McDonald's for like a 4-install payment plan on credit. My blood, I want to get a blood pressure cuff and measure my blood pressure sometimes. I need to like do that sometime. I need to get a blood pressure cuff, you know, one of those automatic ones, and see what my blood pressure is.
that everybody's broke because of avocado toast. It's really gross to judge people for taking out student loans when they were 18 years old just because you didn't have to.
An 84-month car loan? Why an 84-month car loan?
84 months? 24, 48, 56. Oh my god, what is that, 7 years? 7 years?
I want lower payments.
And you know what? That's her fault. It's not... It is not the credit card company's fault. It's not the loan people's fault. She agreed to it. She could have said no. 6, 7. Get a cheaper car? Yeah, that's another thing. Why don't you just get a cheaper car? No, I need my
That's not how
Subaru.
it works. You are paying more in interest over time. 2024 Kia Sportage. And it is $638.70. That's
such a woman car. I'm sorry. As a woman, Subarus, Kias, Fiats, some Nissan models, depending on which one it is, they're such girl cars. This is gonna sound so sexist, but you need to have a man with you if you're a woman buying a car or like, I don't know, a house. Bring your dad, bring your cousin, bring your brother, someone who loves you and has vested interest in you, or a husband or whatever. Like, if you don't have a husband, that's fine. I'm just saying, you need to have a man with you because I'm dumb too. I don't know how to do math. I need someone to double check the math. Like, I can do math by myself, but I want someone to double check. When I was looking to buy a car, my dad went with me. I don't think that's a bad thing. How about a friend? Yeah, sure, whatever. Someone who's smart. Like, okay? Like, someone who could do math. I can't. This bitch took a 84-month car loan. She probably saw 84 months and did the quick girl math and was like, oh, that's like 3 years. And it's like, no, it's not, bitch.
Same car payment for 7 years.
Again, the biggest problem here seems to be advocating for any level of personal financial responsibility. When you watch enough of Financial Audit, you realize that so many people who go on this show are completely unwilling to take responsibility and accountability for the actions that they made themselves that landed them in this specific horrible situation. Instead of admitting to their financial faults and failures, they double down and give you every reason under the sun why they're a victim and why they needed to spend $1,000 on pot plants and stamps. But leftists will see Caleb laying into—
I've also, by the way, I've seen smart people make stupid financial decisions. There's also like a tie of like emotional well-being. Maybe you're in a bad state of mind and you didn't have like a support system of like a village taking care of you, like family being like, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe you're in a bad spot. Maybe you're really depressed. I've seen smart people make stupid decisions. I remember my brother's friend told me a story of like his friend getting I think it was like an $1,100 a month car loan on a car that he wanted to get for his kids. Not my brother, but the friend. He went and got it because he thought it was a good idea, but then, you know, two months later they got divorced, and I'm like, and now he's stuck with a car payment of like $1,100, and you're just sitting here like, so sell the car. Like, what are you supposed to do? It sucks. Like, you never know what kind of position people are in. So I always give the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that these people are so confident and they're like, I just need that like $400 a month like car loan for 84 months. Yeah, I really need that. It's like, do you though? Do you really need to?
Someone who arguably deserves it over these terrible choices, and rather than seeing the situation for what it is, they view these people as poor victims who are just unable to do things for themselves and live life as they want to live it, which is not only wrong but is incredibly disempowering. At the end of the day, I am sure that there are some fair criticisms of Caleb Hammer out there, and obviously we aren't going to get into those in this video. This is focused on a very sort of specific criticism being thrown at him, the main criticism being thrown at him. But I really don't think the left are mad at him because he wants people to be more successful. I think they're mad at him because he's pointing all of this out. I think what Caleb does is highlight that the system isn't really rigged against you when you have the power to control decisions, like what you spend your money on. But that's quite inconvenient for people who need an oppressive hierarchy to exist for their ideas to make sense.
It's the totem pole of victimization.
You're in control, well, you're on your own, there's no one to blame, and your failures are truly yours. If the system, on the other hand, is inherently rigged against you, well, your failures are just a reflection of the injustice you face. So it's actually quite advantageous to reject these notions of personal responsibility, because then you get to claim victimhood, like many of his critics are so prone to doing. It's probably for this reason that these crazy leftists interpret his come to Jesus meetings as inherently damaging and bad for the people that he's speaking to. When in reality, Caleb is simply asking them to stop making stupid choices. But these people love stupid choices, don't they? In the end, the irony for me is that if more people actually became financially literate and got their finances together and understood what they were doing with their money, then I think a lot fewer of them would be so interested in socialism. I'd like to think that they would proceed with systems that would lead to greater wealth and success for them, rather than banging on about initiatives that actually make all of us equally poor. So because I'm not very smart, I forgot to...
Yeah, because these people like push out the predatory loans and then people get caught on them more easily. I mean, they've been really clever about it, I'll admit it. Yeah, like, it shows that these predatory loans wouldn't happen if it didn't work.
Record all of my little outro bits, and I don't feel like turning on my lights again and sitting here and being blasted by the sun. So on that happy and pleasant note, children, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Beam using the link in the description. I love them so much. This is one of my favorite sponsors, and you should absolutely take advantage of the sale that they have going on for today only. Get in there, get yourself some yummy sleep hot chocolate, and I hope it works for you. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Did you know who Caleb Hammer was before this video? Are you a fan of him? Do you like what he does? Do you think that he offers very sound financial advice? Are you skeptical of his financial advice? What do you make of the fact that the left seem to absolutely despise him? Do you think that that's kind of par for the course, and it's largely because he's exposing that a lot of the poor people that these people seem to gather around aren't actually poor and are really suffering their own choices? Do you think that
there are absolutely so many cases that he's brought up so far that aren't just poor people? It's people who make $80,000, $150,000. There was a woman on his show that was single, making $120,000 a month, or sorry, not a month, a year, and she was still somehow like broke. And it was like, what are you doing? Like, even with loans and like what were you buying? And she's like, oh, well, you know, I went to like Tahiti and like the Bahamas for like 3 months. And it's like, why did you do that? Like, I get a month, but like why would you do that?
Too mean and he's unkind to everybody that comes on his show. What do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you're not subscribed already and you'd like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. I don't know what my hands are doing. Like I always say, I hope you wonderful little chickadee people stay safe and well and make tremendously good choices, and I will see your wonderful little faces
What is she,
in the
Dutch?
next video.
We're going to Tahiti, chat. We're gonna eat mangoes and bananas. Tahiti. We only made it to Guarma. Yeah, sorry, chat. Change of plans. I'm saving for a ram stick. Again, it just blows my ass apart. It really does. Like, what are we doing? Oh, these people can vote. It's powerful. I don't even vote. Like, I think I'm too stupid. I'm too dumb for this shit.